Maybe.
It is go time for Monster Monday. Sit back and get ready to enjoy a live show. Comment any questions, see what's up in our world of epic, and hear what we have in store. Welcome to Monster Monday. Hey everybody, welcome to Monster Monday. We'll give this a minute here and see if we can't get some people on board. I know it's by the time I think half people miss the video because by the time they get the notice that it's live and all that stuff, it's kind of already gone by, but it's all good. I don't know. I got something going on with my screen. I hit the comment thing and it makes everything go away except you and I. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. So, all right. So anyhow, it is Monday, the 21st. Yes,
It is
the 21st. As you see, I'm at home. So I'm happy to be doing the show from my office. It's much easier. So how was your weekend?
I had an okay weekend. We found out that my bags broke from the weekend before. You know, I got all my brand new bags on my bike, and the brackets broke. So I'm dealing with that. I know, they're brand new. We only put 1,000 miles on, and they're broken.
That pisses a person off when you get all new and you're excited about something, then a bracket breaks, and it's always a stupid crap that is not engineered right. So I'll get Dylan something to do this week. Can he'll be remanufacturing something, do it out of rebar or something?
Well, so I have to turn him in, and he said that he would weld them, but I'm thinking, I don't know, behind the scenes they're working on getting me new brackets, but I said Sturgis is coming, I have to have them for Sturgis.
Yeah, what a pain in the ass. I tell you what, I was in Minnesota myself over the weekend, and your weather was awesome.
It was great.
I tell you what, it was so nice up there. I mean, perfect temperatures during the day, like 70-some degrees, and at night was cool enough that a sweatshirt felt comfortable, sit around a fire. So I was pretty happy. And the mosquitoes were not as bad as they were when I was living there. So I don't know if it's a good year or what.
We've had no mosquitoes this year. I don't know. Tons of rain, no mosquitoes. I don't get it, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was shocked that I was at my sister-in-law's house and they have water all around them. I thought, oh God, it's just going to be hell. But it wasn't bad at all. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So that's all good. But I was there for a graduation. I got to give a speech at the graduation ceremony. So that was pretty cool. And it was a lot of fun. So as much as I hate talking in front of people, I sure end up talking in front of people a lot. So I was laughing about that. And I do want to point out before I forget that I got it where you can see Twister was here, her graffiti on my brick wall. Now I adjusted the camera so Twister can see it and I don't get yelled at from blocking it with my big fat head. But we had a lot going on this weekend. I tell you what, the taco feast was number one. So I want to bring Iceman on because he was the man behind all this and made it happen. It was really a huge success. So I think it's pretty cool. So let's get Iceman on here.
What up?
Hey, my man. Good to see you. Welcome to Monster Monday. I'm happy you're here after such an epic event. So
yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a good Saturday.
Yeah, how did it go? Tell us about it. I was so bummed that I wasn't there. It just kills me when I miss something or I can't be at something. I know it's not practical to be everywhere all the time, but it sure sucks when you miss something good.
Well, you weren't the only one that had FOMO. Mandy and Chad, they were watching the progress of us getting swag together for the event. And Chad was telling me when he was down there, he says, man, he goes, I seen you making shirts, and I can't do a Minnesota voice, so you just have to figure it out. But like, I seen
you you're making shirts there.
Yeah. He said, and then he goes, and then the final straw. He says, I saw the patches and I seen the shirts.
I know.
Says,
the patches.
We're getting a plane ticket. We're going down there. So
that's pretty funny. You had a good turnout of monsters,
huh?
You had a good turnout of monsters down there, so that was pretty cool. I mean, you had some people come down from, outside of Texas. So I always think that's pretty good. You're in deep into Houston territory. So that was pretty good. Alan, I saw, was down there. You had Frosty and Ryder down there. So that was pretty cool.
Rocky was doing his 48 and 10. And Houston isn't really, a good spot for that 48 and 10 ride, and he made it through there.
Yeah, that was impressive too, because I did my 48 and 10. I didn't go through Houston.
Yeah, that was like right through the middle of the largest part of Texas. You just want to you just want to get the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the haircut. You don't want to go through downtown. Anyways, so he showed up, and good thing too, because his bike's transmission had a catastrophic failure. But anyways, yeah, it was just a good time. We had this big spot of monster bikes. Raindrop showed up, Gritty Bell. We just had a good little parking area of monster bikes, and so people that were like, hey, what's going on here, we had it at Republic Harley Davidson, which they've always been so great for us. They had showing up for just their stuff, and they looked over and they of course they see the big Mile Monsters tent, and they see all the bikes, and we had banners up. Wrong Way had his bike all catty cornered with the banner on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was just cool representation, I think. And then, several people, they get, hey, what's going on over here? Well, here, before we even started cooking tacos, I say before Manny even started cooking, we started having people just handing cash over. Oh, that's amazing what y'all do. How do we get more information? It was a really good turnout. I was really happy to be part of it.
That's awesome. I can't thank you enough for organizing that. It's a lot of work to organize,
So me and Jessica figured out that we're both last minute planners, and probably we shouldn't be coordinating things together from here on out. We did pull it off, but there was lots of stuff that was middle of the night. I thought you were going to do that. Oh, I just forgot.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot to it. And I tell you what, a lot of people don't understand how much goes into an event like that. I mean, that was a Saturday event. It's just there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, there's so much to do for prep to get things together, to get it, so you can generate interest in what you got going on. And it's not easy, but if you don't do it, you miss out on all that. And you guys were able to raise a lot of money, roughly $6,000.
I got with Jessica right before the show. She said it was between the final was around between 7 and 8. So,
perfect.
Yeah.
And that's really cool, to do that. And then a friend of the Mile Monsters, a very good supporter, somebody had reached out. I'll get the details later, but it is my understanding that they want to match what was raised at the event like that. So I think that's
kidding.
That's a epic showing right there. And that is why I've said it from day one. I keep telling people about it. I keep doing things. You never know who you're going to talk to. You never know who you're going to run into. You never know who you're going to affect. And the only way to meet these people that will help us out greatly, the only way to get in contact with them is do these events. Yeah. Tell them. I look at the amount of people who had no idea what Duchenne muscular dystrophy was in 2018 when I ran my first ride, and how many bikers have heard of it now and what it is. And that is as important as the raising the money. You keep spreading awareness so these kids aren't like, oh, whatever. They understand it. They know what they're fighting. And it goes a long ways to the boys' morale. So I think it's awesome to do that with a bunch of bikers. And Republic, thank you guys at Republic. Phil, if you're watching, thank you guys so much for always having the Monsters back. I mean, they just go above and beyond all the time. Have us down there, help us out, get Monsters bikes fixed, get people do that. And it's mainly because Gavin has a cute little face, so that's true. But but it's really cool, man. So thank you so much for doing this and put it together, because I had nothing to do with this. Absolutely nothing other than giving you a high five when I see her, a manly hug, and that's about it, but that's it. So
well, keep that in mind whenever it comes time for my tasing later this year. Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. He's a good guy. We'll only give him 3 seconds until he wets his pants or something.
Maybe we'll just do a half button push.
That would be perfect. But it's really epic. So it's a great event to do. Manny had that barbecuer going, and it was awesome. I was a little
story about that pit.
What's that?
Did you hear the story about that barbecue pit?
No, I just know I got it. I don't know. He might have told me a story, but it sucked for me because I was in Minnesota, which was awesome, but I really enjoyed the moment in Minnesota, and not always because I wanted to. It was because I had no cell service, so I just left my phone in the garage, and I was totally into what I was doing there for the whole weekend.
That's hilarious.
So anyhow, tell me about the pit.
Well, no, he just that the pit. I don't know if you saw it or not, but the pit. It's a new to them pit. It had Harley Davidson written in steel letters across the top. So he got a deal on it, but he was just like, I'm not going to push it, whatever. So then we reached out to Phil, and I was like, hey, I said, do y'all have a pit that we can use, or do we need to bring one? And he says, well, we got I forget what he called it, but basically a flat plate, that they cook all their burgers on.
Yeah.
And then so Manny said that the person that was selling that pit reached back out to him and cut the price way down. And he's like, we're on our way. So he was like, it was meant to be. He said that they got a real good deal in that pit. It's a real good pit too. I mean, but yeah, the Harley Davidson across the top, and it was just real cool.
It was awesome how that came together. He gets that grill, right for the event. Already says Harley Davidson across the top. I mean, some things, the Lord works in mysterious ways and just puts things in front of you, and you just have to recognize it and be like, thank you. I'll take that. It's just,
I'll take that win.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, so it was just awesome. So that was a great way to, really end week 1 of the Monster 79, a great way to kick off week 2. It was all just so epic and really, really cool, man. So thank you so much for that.
You bet. That was a good time.
And I'm really happy the goat was over there and everything worked out good. And he had a great time, and everything looked fun.
He was a little more opened up than normal. A good friend of mine from my vlogging days or whatever, Smitty, he came out there with his crew, and he went over there, got a picture with them. Goat was all smiles, and usually, at least it was with me, but I mean, he's kind of standoffish. He's like,
yeah.
But he's like, hey, can I get it? Yeah, you can put a sticker. Like, let me have that. I'll put that sticker on. And he was just real. He was a lot more friendly to everybody other than me the first time that we met. So it was really cool to see him out there slinging merch and tacos. And
well, he wasn't a movie star when you first met him. He wasn't a movie star. Now he's a movie star, and he's more used to the fame. So it comes easier for him. But that's awesome. Well, thank you again, everybody involved. Thank you. I'll talk to you later this week, because there's a couple other things I want to tie up about the event. But that's a great job. Super proud of everybody involved with it. So you can't even ask for a better event than that. So great job, man. Really, really, really solid.
You bet.
Awesome, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Well, you talk about doing epic shit. That's it.
That's it right there.
You don't have to ride. You don't have to do anything. If somebody else is looking to do something, we got all these bike nights coming up, just like that. Just epic, epic, epic. So that's really, really cool. So, and speaking of epic, I want to tie in, because it ties right in with what we were just talking about, is Rocky doing his 48 and 10.
Yes.
Iceman kind of touched on it, that he swung in there. For anybody doesn't ride a lot, the 48 and 10 is 48 states in 10 days. And you just have to go into a state. You don't have to go in the middle of it. You don't have to go through it. There's a ton of different routes. My route didn't bring me anywhere near Houston. I hit Texas through the Panhandle, I guess it was, and then down 287 and up into Oklahoma. But anyhow, so he went out of his way for tacos. And then his motorcycle broke down, and he ended up buying a motorcycle at Republic during the event. So things work out for a reason, but that was pretty awesome. But Rocky's 48-10, he just completed. That went by so fast it wasn't even funny. But a big shout out to Rocky for doing that. And the Monster 79 week 1, he had just a shade under 7,000 miles of the team's total was Rocky doing his 48 in 10. So his Monster 79 had 7 of those days, and he was averaging just about 1,000 miles a day. I mean, it was 69 and change. I wrote 7,000 because it was so close. So I'll give him 7,000 miles in 7 days. And the whole team did 21,800 miles. So that is way more than I expected people to do. I thought what was epic, there might be 10 people a week riding, there's up to 13, but I thought people might ride 400 miles, on any given day and take some pictures and call it a day. So these people are just going absolutely crazy. So that's going to be tough to beat, 7,000 miles in 7 days. I'm on week 4 and I already have it planned out, and my mileage is not going to be very high because I'm going to be in Sturgis, and I have to get a trailer home to Jersey, so I have to take my truck. So I don't know how much I'm going to ride out in Sturgis, but I'm going to be on the embarrassing end of miles. But it's going to be epic for me, and that's the whole thing with this. I'll say it's epic for me. But week 1 is in the books with the M79. Like I said, 21,800 miles, and Team 1 raised $7,351 in their week of the Monster 79. So that's pretty awesome. We are into week number 2 that runs until Friday. Week 3 kicks off on Saturday. So all the weeks run from Saturday to Friday. If you're still interested in riding, you don't have to do 1,000 miles a day. You can literally do 100 miles in the whole week. You just have a week to ride, but you don't have to ride every day of the week. You can just ride any day of that whole week. So it rains on Saturday, you can go on Sunday. If it rains on Sunday, you can go on Monday after work. It does not matter how many miles you ride. It's all about being epic and doing, what's epic for you. And if you are somebody that works 15 hours a day, epic is getting on your motorcycle and riding 50 miles, and that's, if you do that twice and you get 100 miles, that's pretty epic. Because when I don't work 15 hours a day, but when I did, I was not in the mood to ride a motorcycle. So it's epic if you come home and do that. So that's pretty awesome. But congratulations to everybody that rode in week number 1. Got to get my things in order here because... all right. I'll let you go with the kids because there's one thing I'm not sure about. So I'll have to touch on that in a little bit. So can you give me the hero news while I think about this?
Okay. You want to think on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I wanted to first bring up Crazy Ladies on day 202. So they're speaking of mile crushing, they're mile crushing.
And they're over the 200 mark. When they're over the 200 mark, to me, it feels like, now we're downhill. It's like, it's barely over halfway. They have a long ways to go, but now they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So, congratulations. They're crazy ones.
Yes. Congratulations, ladies. We'll have to come up with, I know we did this one time, but figure out how many miles we've done in the last 3 years with everybody, right? With Honor and Loco.
We're going to get that so we know how many days and how many miles, but we'll be able to figure that out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The Bash is in 54 days and counting. So that's pretty epic as well. I wanted to touch on that it is Value and Shell's birthday today. So.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to and I forgot. So Value, happy birthday. I saw a post about it, but I was driving in from the city. And Shell, happy birthday to you. That was really funny because Amy was reading her post. Morning, bitches. It's my birthday. Yeah. So that was kind of funny.
She's always hilarious. So
she is.
Those ladies, happy birthday. And I was going to mention, of course, it's the second week of the Monster 79. I spoke with Alfie. Alfie's doing good. He's excited to come to Brainerd and see everyone. He got in a little trouble, so he doesn't have his phone right now. So, but that's our Alfie. So if you try to reach out to him, he has no phone. So.
Well, that's getting to be a normal occurrence. I think they got to find something else to take from because it's not working. So no sense. It's not working. It's not working, and there's no sense in me not being able to talk to him just because he got in trouble because it's not working anyways. It doesn't stop him from the next time. So hopefully he's on his best behavior in Brainerd anyhow.
Well, no guarantees. But today they sent me a picture. I should have got that too, but he's doing a nutrition study, and I wanted to wish the best of luck on that. I think his patients was wearing thin during this study, so they had
all those studies and all the bullshit they have to do. I'd be wearing thin too. That just drive me crazy. Yep. But it has to be done. But kids don't understand that. I don't want to sit.
No.
I'm not a kid. I'm a little childish, but I'm not a kid, and I don't want to sit and do all that crap all the time. It'd drive me absolutely crazy.
No, they want to be outside playing and whatever. So I hope that went quick and well for you, Alfie. Mr. Gavin, we touched on a lot of this, but I'll just quickly bring it up. The count they had was 150 plates sold, lots of merchandise. Gavin wanted to be involved, so of course he sold merchandise, and he was the salsa guy. So he had
awesome.
Yeah, so he was helping at that.
Everything I've heard about that event, I have heard nothing that other than it was cool and people had a great time, that kind of thing. So I think that's pretty awesome.
I know. Bummed I wasn't there. Monsters showed up around the country to show love and support for them. Last I had heard they were still in Houston as he had a 6-month pulmonary appointment, and she updated me that he crushed his appointment and it went great. And he has an MRI on Friday. Not Friday. He has on August 5th, and he meets his teachers August 11th. So getting ready to get back to school. He scored so high on his math state test, that he's automatically being put in the honors math.
I knew that, and that doesn't surprise me one bit. So
not me either.
He's super smart, and that's why I can continually take him out of school, and he still does good.
He does good, yeah. That's awesome. So bike night at Republic Harley is August 12th. School starts August 14th. And there is an official countdown until the goat turns 11. 28 days.
Man, that's fast. Like, that's crazy when you say that. Like, I was gonna laugh, it's kids are kids, they count down like when they say I'm 9.5 or I'm 7.5, but when you say 20 days, I was like, shit, that's like that his birthday kind of marks the end of summer. Like it's
don't say that.
I know, that's what I mean. That's like when you said 28 days, I went, wait, what?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Mr. Turbo, he's excited for Brainerd also, coming to Brainerd for the trip. He's been chilling at home. It's still been really hot in California. He has some appointments coming up this week and lunch with Robert at Rodrigo's. Today he got a haircut and lunch, and they bought some fruit for the birds. So that was Turbo.
His haircut looked pretty fresh too. I like it.
It did. He looked pretty handsome. Jackson, beginning of the week was quiet for Jackson. Thursday, they headed to New York where they saw Selena and her friend Penny, and they had lunch in Pennsylvania. Where Jackson got to spin the wheel for the flag fundraiser. Then they met up with Mark and had dinner, and he got another coin. This one was from Canada. He also got a swag bag. And they got some Legos. So it sounds like he had a pretty good time there. Saturday they went to a barbecue, and Sunday they came home. Last minute news they had on him was his muscle biopsy came back, and his dystrophin is basically absent. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I saw it right before we started the show.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. He has a severe form of MS. So also something was missing in the biopsy from that affects his heart. So he'll need to be monitored very closely. So.
That, the dystrophin, people don't understand what Duchenne is. Dystrophin is what's missing. So
yes,
you need that for your muscles. That is a protein that you have to build muscle, to maintain muscle, all that good stuff. So that is the problem. And that's why these kids go through all these crazy treatments, whatever it is, stem cell, steroids, go on and on. The list of trials they're in, it's just never ending because everybody's trying to find that magical thing that can replace the dystrophin. And I sure hope they keep making these leaps and bounds. Things move so slow. They take a giant step forward, but then to get it released to the kids takes snail's pace. And I'm like, that part I did not understand. I sure wish some legislators would get behind it and okay kids to try anything that's trial. Like you can just sign off on it. You can just try it. Like the clock's ticking. So, but I'm glad they know that because it's better to know where they're at. So then guess. So I'm glad they can do that and they can plan for things and be ready. So, it's no good to see the dystrophin being absent or super low, but knowing that is a big part of it. So, he'll keep fighting. Jackson's a spirited little shit. So he's not gonna quit at all. So he'll go good.
Yeah, my grandma said. And last minute news with them as well was Rocky ended his 48 states in 10 days. Seeing him, and she sent a picture. He was all smiles with Rocky. So
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Brody is excited for this weekend as Kylie and Nathan's wedding will be happening. So that's pretty exciting for them. So congratulations to you guys. And Brody gets to see cousins and family that he doesn't get to see very often. He has no follow-up appointments until October. School starts next month. He's excited about that. He just doesn't like to get up early.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody does. When I used to go back to school, it wasn't getting up so early, so it didn't really matter to me. On the farm, we got up early all the time. So school, I always liked to go back because I didn't have to work, and that's where all my friends and all the girls were at. So I always looked forward to school happening. So that's pretty awesome.
I see Hopper chiming in too. I hope he just had surgery on his arm or wrist. I hope
on his wrist. So, and he's a lefty, and I think that was his left hand too. So he's gonna be a mess. So, I wish I could ride with him right now because I always get jealous that he's a lefty because he can ride, with his right hand throttle, and he's like super good with his left hand at doing all the other nonsense. So now I'd be like, haha, you can't even send a text, or you can't email, or you can't go on social media, nothing. So, I'd like to rub that in. So, but can't ride even. So, be out of luck. He's getting a little trouble with the clutch. So, I don't know what that bike is. Doesn't have the clutch. Little, the grandma motorcycles. We'll have to get him one of those that you just the automatics. So
he can ride Dylan's Trail 70.
Yeah, Gavin's got a question here. I just saw come up. We're going to be doing a wheel. Spin. He wants me to tell you about it. So he was given a knife. He was given a custom knife, and he sent me the pictures, but I didn't have a chance to load them up on here. So we'll get the pictures out there. But Henry from Canada made him a knife and gave it to him to use as a fundraiser, and it's really a nice custom made knife. So it's going to be pretty awesome to do. So we're going to get that. We'll get that up and running so he can do it. But it's a nice knife. He's donated his knives before, and his knives sell for well over $400. If he sells them. So it'll be a great prize to win. And I love that stuff. So I think we'll get a wheel set up, and maybe next Monday, on Monster Monday, we'll get the wheel set up so we can do it on Monday. We'll try to get that fundraiser going. So for Gavin, for the Goat's Journey, we'll go directly to him and be good to go. But we'll just we'll have it. I think we'll cap it, maybe have it for, $20 a spot, but I only have so many, maybe $20 a spot and 25 spots or something like that. Make it so people get a pretty good chance winning this custom knife. Because even if you win it, even if you don't hunt, you don't fish, you don't not outdoorsy, whatever, these knives are super cool. You could display it, or you could use it as a gift and give it away. Mm-hmm. Christmas is right around the corner. I mean, we only have 200, and they're at day 202. So that means Christmas is right around the corner, because that Christmas comes before they'll be done riding. That's the crazy part, is they'll still be riding on Christmas. So that's pretty crazy. But I'm glad Hopper's surgery went good. So he, good luck healing up and, getting back so you can use that hand. And just, it's hard. It's hard because guys are typically stupid and they don't want to listen to doctors, and they do things, push the limits. But that's something you just got to let it heal, because that'll give you a lot of problems later in life. And Hopper's so old already that if there's any,
way older than you.
I mean, he's got a shit ton of grandkids, so he's way older than I am. So if there's any issues with them at all, I mean, it'd be like a year and he won't even be able to use his arm, and we'll have to put him on the back of my bike. We'll be doing a ride around the country for Hopper. So to see some of the country again. So, his age has got to just kind of take it easy a little bit. So that's all good. The other news that I was debating about talking about, I'm gonna say it. So we had some. You figured I would. we had some great news. Some great news come about. It started a little while ago, maybe I don't know, a month ago, maybe. But friends of ours from Jerry from the 1687 Foundation reached out to me because they had given a van to a family who's of a vet whose wife had ALS, and that disease progressed rather rapidly, and she passed away. And when she did, her husband gave the van back to the foundation to give away. Well, they reached out and wanted a quick little letter about any needs we might have. And, Turbo has a van, but it's needs a little bit of work, and, they want to do some big road trips. So I wrote a letter, explaining that, we could replace a van for Turbo. Well, they got back to me, and the foundation is gifting us a Toyota fully converted van. It is a couple years old. I don't even remember what year it was, but it is a super, super nice van. Bronability converted. So a massive thank you to everybody involved with that, because it just, I can't even put into words how absolutely epic that is. The guy who lost his wife, that vet who lost his wife, still, had it in his heart. He wanted to give it back, to get it to somebody else who could use it. So it's just beyond awesome. So we're going to take that van and we're going to get that to Turbo, and we're going to take Turbo's van and do some work to it and really make that into a really great van for the next boy that needs a van. So it's going to be ready to go. So it's just so happy for Turbo to make sure they have reliable wheels and they're not any downtime, because now he'll have a van and we can take his van, get the ramp fixed, get some things fixed on it that we need to get fixed. It's not, an old van by any means. And it's not like it has 300,000 miles on it. So it will be a good van. It just needs some TLC, and that will give us the time to do it. It's super hard to do that with a conversion van, because you bring a conversion van in to get fixed. If they don't have a conversion van to give you to use, well, you're kind of screwed. It's not like when I get my truck fixed and they give me a loaner, they could just give me a car and that's fine. I'm not going to pull a skid steer tomorrow, but I get by. You can't get by without, if you have a conversion van, you can't get by without a conversion van. So this is going to be beyond great. So I thank everybody over there with the 1687 Foundation. Again,
so awesome.
We're going to put a video together when we get this, and it's going to be so much to celebrate at the bash. It's going to be, I mean, every year is epic, but I just feel like this year is above and beyond the epic thing. We're getting Gavin's van paid off, getting Turbo a new van, getting the van ready for another one of our heroes. That part of the family not having to worry about, raising 80,000, 100,000, 110. Some of these vans are $125,000. So to not have to deal with that is such a relief. It's so much above and beyond our like normal car payments that we have. Like I have a truck payment. Everybody expects to have a truck payment, but I don't have a son who has a disease that also takes a ton of your family's resources, to change things and to have it. So, so to have that stuff, it's just,
yeah. Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, it's all right. But it's, that is such a huge thing for these families, and it makes me so proud of what everybody does to make it happen. It's just epic isn't even a word that's
incredible.
That's epic isn't even a big enough word. We might have to invent a word, just for that. So, we got Drew his van. We got helped get Turbo the van he has. That's how I met Turbo. We got involved when Hopper was doing his last ride. That's how we met Turbo. So it's come full circle now to get him a new van and get that van redone and get that to another boy is just beyond words. So it's just great to see that. And it comes from things like Iceman was doing over the weekend. I talked to him just briefly before the show, that you never know who you're going to meet and why, what people are going to do, who you're going to see, how somebody's going to get involved. You don't know, but once they get out and they meet these kids, like the GOAT gets out there and he's such a spokesman for all of the kids. It goes so far. Turbo, they meet Turbo in California, helps Jackson in Virginia, helps Drew in Pennsylvania. It's not every kid is the chatty Cathy of the group or the super outgoing type. Right. It doesn't mean they don't have needs. They're just a different style. I mean, we have a bunch of monsters that are like that. I'll talk all day. We have other monsters that are awesome, but they don't want to talk at all. So that's just human nature. And it's so cool to see these kids being advocates and helping out other kids. Gavin meeting and greeting helps Turbo. Turbo meeting and greeting helps Brody. Brody will meet somebody to help Jackson and so on. And somebody will meet, they're helping Elfie and Jack. So it's awesome to see the snowball rolling down the hill, getting bigger and bigger and just running over things that a few years back would have been major obstacles, like coming up with, Gavin talks, and you didn't before, Gavin. Like when I met you, you didn't.
I remember that.
Hardly at all. It was hard to get you to talk to me. So you come a long ways in 4 years. So that's awesome. So you really matured nice and really doing it. So it's super, super awesome. I can't even stress how cool it is and how much it means. And everybody has their own idea of epic of what they can give. Some people can't, they're not in the same position. So somebody that can donate a van is just awesome. But it's equally as awesome when somebody donates $50 to somebody's M79 ride, because it's epic to them. If I had $1 billion, donating $1 million of it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But everybody does what they can, where they're at with what they have, and it makes such a difference to these boys and their families that, on behalf of all of them, we thank everybody, because it really, our motto is help them live their best life. And I can't see a better way of doing that than what we're doing. So I think it's pretty epic. So that was really huge news, and I was debating if I wanted to bring it up without a video or just tell it, but it is what it is. Not very good at keeping. I get not very good at keeping things, and yeah. So it's a lot of fun, but that's where we're at. That's really epic things. I mean, to have Gavin's van paid off this year, and a new van for Turbo, another van going to somebody else, that is past our expectations that we would have ever dreamt of. So now we're able to do so much more because there's unfortunately, this is a shitty disease, and they're going to need vans, they're going to need things, and it's just so awesome that we have an avenue to help these kids and get them. If they need a ramp on their house, we can do it. So we're gonna help them. We're gonna help Elfie gets to some treatments and things like that. So that's that. So that's pretty funny, Iceman. It wasn't really a secret. I was just trying to figure out how to release it. So it's not like I could keep a secret. I just was trying to figure out the best way to let people know. So I think I'm still going to put a video together when the family meets everybody and we actually do it. But this is just a great way to let everybody know that their hard work is paying off in great, great big ways. So that's all I got. You got anything else for me?
No, I'm gonna go cry now. So.
Yeah, well, that's the happy tears I'll shed all the time. I do my best not to let them buck all the time, but I'll take happy tears, and that's I'm such an emotional dude anyhow, and I don't give a shit, So I always my eyes are watered up, and I don't even care. So it's all good. But the bike nights, there's still time for the bike nights. Yes. We got a bunch of stuff that came in. I want to touch this before I forgot. So the stickers came in. These are going to be at the bike nights for everybody. I wanted to make just a little sticker, just a cool little thing that people can put on their bike, on their refrigerator, without being super big and gaudy. And the cards came in that everybody's going to be able to hand out. So Frankie Mountains over at Abbott Printing had these made and shipped out to me. They were in my box when I got home, so that was pretty awesome. And the bike night was planned to pay for the rest of Gavin's van, anything we make off of that. If Gavin's van gets paid for before that, then Gavin needs a van. Well, so does the rest of the Hero line. So it will just be put to that. So it was pretty good. And yes, we are putting together a full list of the dates and locations of each bike night. We have that. That will be coming up pretty quick. I think there was a couple that signed up, but they were still debating about what to do and where to go. But if anybody wants to host a bike night, if you know any dealerships, everybody's hit your dealership up and tell them, you want to host a bike night, whatever, and try to get it there and be all good. And Gavin, I did get your shirt. That was in my box too. I haven't even opened it yet. So I just saw Gavin's comment, but it's not even opened. But everything that comes from Gavin is always in a blue thing. I don't even have to look where it's from. It was sitting that side up in my box, and I said, "Oh, the goat's shipment's here." So as I flip it over, there's his label. So it's super cool. But I like that, everything in blue, so you know when it's coming. So that's all I got. I was trying to do it in half an hour, and we're at 13 minutes long. So that's all good. Gavin doesn't care during the summer because he doesn't have to go to bed anyhow. But so he's not pushing. Anything you want to add?
I don't think so. I think you covered it all.
I'm going on a road trip. I will add this. I'm going on a road trip. Let's see, end of the month. So like the 30th. So a week and a half. I'll be home next week, but the week after that, I'm going to be on the road for the show. But I'm doing a road trip, and I got a surprise guest that's going to join me on my road trip in my truck. So next week, I'll tell everybody about that. So you'll have to stay tuned for next week, because that secret's going to flourish and pop out next week. So how's that, Iceman? So that's all good. But thank you, everybody. It's been an epic week. All the riders in week 2. Keep kicking ass, keep spreading awareness, raising money, and pounding miles. And good luck trying to even touch what week 1 did for miles. And I apologize in advance for week 4 for being such a lame contestant helping that, but I'll do my best to try to get some miles in there somewhere. So that's that. if that's it, you got anything? Dylan, we're good? Awesome. That's where I end it.
I think we're good.
All right. Peace out, everybody.